It's a beautiful bacon day, Cookie Crusaders. Today we're going to be watching the trailer for Candy Diver and the magic candy for Squid Ink Cookie. Now I'm very excited to tell you that this is the first cookie that requires absolutely zero damage resistance, zero defense, zero HP, and zero critical resistance. That's because Candy Diver has an ability called Safeguard that allows it to not be targeted and not be defeated. So you do not have to protect it at all, and you can see here in the trailer how it's further back. So Candy Diver is applying different buffs according to the team, and this is all based on the amplified buff stat for the success rate of Candy Diver. Now we'll talk more about Candy Diver in a moment. We're going to watch the Squid Ink magic candy as well. I'm very excited about this as well. I see some good potential teams coming. So as you can see, the team is hit, and boom, Squid Ink just piles in with all the damage. Now in the trailer, they did not show any debuffs from Squid Ink Cookie, so we're going to talk about that here instead. So the first thing that's important is this. The new cookie, Candy Diver, is a support cookie that uses the Deep Sea Diver skill. The skill description with hers, I'm not sure the gender orientation, so I apologize on that, but Candy Diver's cookie's regular attack reduces the defense of the nearest enemy and amplify the damage they receive, similar to the way a Claire does. Not the defense, just the amplified damage. Upon using their skill, Candy Diver Cookie will discover various relics from the deep sea, and these relics can give buffs and heal other allies. The super success rate will increase depending on Candy Diver's amplified buff rate. So amplified buff is now officially going to matter, at least with this cookie, and I'll explain more of that coming up. Every relic offers a different effect. Candy Diver Cookie has become immune to enemy attacks by obtaining the Safeguarded ability while wandering the depths of the Dusk Gloom Sea. So that means that you will get different types of relics and healing specifically coming from Candy Diver based on your amplified buff rate. Now, if that means you have max amplified buff, that you'll get the best relic each time, I'm not certain of that yet. We'll have to see in actual gameplay. But it's exciting to see that that's an interesting thing. Now here, Safeguard, here's the real thing. Cookies with Safeguard ability cannot be attacked in battles, nor can they be defeated. As a cookie who are safeguarded do not have an HP stat, they will not be included in calculating the average HP in certain battle modes. The survival of cookies with the Safeguard ability will not affect the result of the battle. If all other cookies than a cookie with Safeguard have fallen, the battle automatically ends. You can only place one cookie with Safeguard on your team. So I take that as a term that they will be adding more cookies with Safeguard ability. I don't know when, but they will be adding them. And that really puts some interesting team building thoughts together, because with a cookie that's safeguarded, they can't be targeted, they can't be attacked, they can't be defeated. So if that is truly the full case, then that means that they can't be interrupted, they can't be stunned, they can't be frozen. I will find out if that's truly the case in battle, because that would be amazing, but maybe they still can be stunned and frozen and all that if they're hit with the skill. And the only reason I think that they might be able to is because of the position. So Candy Diver is far enough back from the rest of the team that most targets will not hit Candy Diver. But that doesn't mean that it's impossible. There are some attacks that do have the chance to hit Candy Diver. But most of those attacks are just damage dealing, and they're not actually things that stun or do anything like that. So we'll have to see if that really ends up being the case, if just completely safeguarded from everything, or just safeguarded from damage itself. So interesting to see, but what this truly means is zero damage resistance, zero critical resistance, zero defense, and zero HP. None of those are needed on a Candy Diver whatsoever. And hopefully that means that the base stats of Candy Diver are completely put into attack. Hopefully there's 0 HP, 0 defense, and just good attack. Because we could see that being the case of the stats, since all the other stats do not matter, or at least should not matter, just because of that ability. In addition, Magic Candy, Squid Ink, calls upon the power of the Abyss and deals area damage with regular attacks, reducing the enemy's defense except bosses. Does even more tentacle slaps when using the skill. Deals extra damage to foes inflicted with defense reduction. So, this can work with Kumiho, this can work with Caviar, this can work with Candy Diver, this can work in a lot of different instances, even Dark Cacao. Dark Cacao and Dark Choco. There's a lot of different options with the defense reduction ability. So I see a lot of different teams already piling in my mind that I'm going to be covering over the next few days of what I think is going to work with Squid Ink. And I have some interesting team thoughts of what's going to just completely work all together. And I'm going to say it, and I'm going to mean this when I say this. I think the meta is going to really change. Like, having one cookie that just can't be beaten. And yes, even though the other cookies, when they die, they go away, having a cookie that can't be beaten, that can do heals, can really change the scope of what's available and allowed in-game. In addition, it's kind of sad to see Squid Ink does not reduce the defense of bosses, but maybe that's a good thing too, because that means that Squid Ink is even more viable for the avatar strategy, and I will also be covering that. So get ready for that as well. Just a couple more things. This is something that I thought was really interesting. This is free to play friendly right here. These are not forced ads, at least based on my understanding. But now we're going to have ads that we can do just a few times a day to claim extra gifts. So you can watch an ad, claim one more extra free gift, which means extra soul cores, extra topping pieces, whatever you normally get in the free gift section. You can do 5 times a day for speed ups when it comes to research and buildings, so you can get 2.5 hours shaved off any building or any research once a day. But most interestingly, you can watch ads in your mailbox to claim crystals, rainbow cubes, and topping pieces. You can do that up to 3 times a day. So if it's like even 10 crystals, that's another 30 crystals you can get every day. If you do that every single day, every single month, you'll have watched 90 ads, and you'll get a total of, 3 times 900 crystals. 900 crystals if it's only 10. If it's only 10, you'll get 900 crystals. Potentially. Because maybe it's crystals, and then maybe rainbow cubes the second time, and then maybe topping pieces the third. It's hard to say. So I wouldn't necessarily expect a lot of reward from the ads, but nonetheless, it's free rewards that you have the choice to opt into. So that's something I'm very excited about too. So Candy Diver, very, very excited. The ability to not worry about any substat of defense of any nature and just focus in on substats on toppings that only promote helping and supporting the team more. So excited about that. This is probably the first true support cookie that does exactly what it needs to do. It's not there to live. It's not there to worry about being damaged or being protected. It's just there to support. So I'm very excited about this cookie for sure. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.